Hello and welcome back to the channel. Well, if you guys saw the thumbnail and title for this video, you'll know I broke my foot this weekend. Luckily, it was just my pinky toe on my right foot, but I did break it in two places. The story is the girls were playing well in the playroom and I decided to take all of 2 minutes for myself to go to the bathroom alone without a child or dog audience. And in the meantime, I heard a blood-curdling scream from little Miss Nora. So I jumped up, ran out to see what was wrong. And while I was doing that, I slammed my toe into the molding of the door frame. So not a glamorous, fun story, but it was very painful, super black and blue and swollen. That was Friday late afternoon. By Saturday, it was not good, so I went to urgent care. They x-rayed it, and I have fractured it in two places. So not a lot you can do for broken toes. It's buddy taped together, and I have a post-op shoe that I'm wearing to help support it that I'll be in for 4 to 6 weeks. And no worries, if you couldn't tell, this one was just fine. She screamed because a certain sister stole a toy from her. Not because she was hurt. We don't scream in the house. We scare mom that way. Broken foot or not though, we still need groceries in the house. So we're at Costco to do a grocery haul and for Josh and I to get ready to meal prep. He offered to do the shopping without me, but I just wanted to get out of the house. And I've been resting it fully for at least the last 2 days. So I need to get out of the house. But I did bring him with to be my muscle. Fairlife shakes going in.
Pickles, 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 pickles.
Is that the one? Is that the shapes you want?
No.
All right, add them to the cart, Lulu. Pasta queen. Nora, did you find the snacks? She came for the samples.
Me too.
Essential. The system's working well. I'm pretty much standing at the end of the aisles and Josh is fetching things. You're doing a spectacular job. Thank you, husband. We are going fast and easy for meal prep this week, so I'm not on my feet so long. So, pre-pulled rotisserie chicken breast meat, coming in clutch.
Buck, buck, buck.
Buck, buck, buck. He's saying buck, buck. We need some chicken. Buck, 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 buck.
Baking potatoes. Gold potatoes. Baby potatoes.
Baby potatoes.
Potatoes.
We like potatoes. Okay, we are back. We did our Costco shop. I also ran over to H-E-B and did a pickup order for the rest of the things we're gonna need for this week. We were both restocking stuff for like our fridge, freezer, pantry because after the hurricane, we were like zeroed out. And then we just did small shops the rest of the month because we were in and out of town. So this is really like our first big restock after the hurricane. Josh and I spent a lot of time this morning going over a meal plan for this week. He has totally gotten on board about starting to do this weight loss journey with tracking calories and protein with me, which I'm really excited about because we did WW together when I first started it, and having that support person actually doing the program with you when you get started is really helpful and encouraging to stay on track. You have someone else that you're thinking up of recipes with, cooking with. He's gonna help me with some of the meal prep today. And we're always gonna be on the same page about what's for dinner, helping each other not to slip when we get those sweet cravings at night, which we definitely do. So Josh has jumped on the wagon. He downloaded the MyFitnessPal app this morning, which is what I've been using to track my calories and protein intake. We're still both using the free version. We haven't upgraded at all. And what was really crazy was when he put in all of his stats and goals into the MyFitnessPal app this morning, we are like right on track with each other. We are within 100 calories of each of our calorie daily goals. I have a goal of 150 grams of protein a day. He has a goal of 120 grams a day. Anyway, though, that's pretty close. So that was really helpful when we were trying to plan out what we were meal planning this week. We want to keep it simple. With my broken foot, I'm trying to do as little cooking and up on my feet as possible. So once he and I work together to get through this meal prep, all of our lunches and dinners should be prepped for most of the week. We're gonna truly like meal prep, like grab a meal and go kind of stuff from Monday through Thursday. Then we'll evaluate what we wanna do the second half of the week for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Whether I'm gonna do another session of meal prep with some of the leftover stuff that we have, or if we're just going to day by day figure out what we're eating within our plans. Anyway, let's get into this grocery haul and then we're gonna get meal prepping. Starting off with everything we got at Costco, we got this 5-pound bag of baby potatoes. We have a large block of cheddar cheese, applesauce pouches. So I am meal prepping for Josh and I, but obviously we also have 2 kids, a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. So we gotta like feed them too. So they are not meal prep for. I just planned a lot of easy, kid-friendly, healthy meals for them to have this week that would be quick for me to cook. Again, we're trying to stay off injured foot as much as possible. So let's get through this. 2 large bunches of bananas, grapes. Usually you guys know I'm baking my own sourdough bread products, whether it's bagels or bread, muffins, sandwich bread loaf, any of those things. But again, we're trying to keep cooking as simple as possible this week. So we actually picked up bagels. This is the first time we've gotten bagels from Costco in a long time. You buy 2 sleeves at a time from Costco, but you get to mix and match any flavors you want. So we got 1 package of the everything bagel seasoning ones and 1 package of plain, because that's the one the girls like. It was actually kind of surprising to look at the like calorie counts and everything on these, because they come in pretty similar to the sourdough bagels I make at home. Obviously I have a lot less like filler ingredients in my homemade versions, which is why I usually prefer them. But each bagel is 300 calories, but they also pack 11 grams of protein. So bagels with fruit is on like our quick breakfast plan. Those I'm not gonna do a lot of prep with. Josh normally has time to eat breakfast at home before he leaves for work. We also got a 6-pound variety pack of pasta, some salad kits. These were a new try. These are the Ultimate Everything Chopped Kit. We haven't tried this one before. I do like Taylor Farms kits. I usually like the Mediterranean Crunch one, but instead of one giant bag, Costco started separating them into like 2 bags in one. So we'll just cut it down the middle, and then each of these bags will make 2 meals, and we're gonna pair it with this rotisserie chicken. So this is hand-pulled rotisserie chicken breast meat. This is breast meat only, which is nice. Super great source of easy protein. So I'll open this up, give it an extra chop, and measure it out to go with our salads. These we tried when we were in Chicago. My aunt picked some up, and Nora and I both really liked them. They're the Kirkland sous vide egg bites with uncured bacon and Gouda. I've made my own egg bites, like the Starbucks egg bites before at home. Again, we're looking for grab and go this week. So I picked up a box of these for easy breakfast idea for Nora, or for myself if I want to take a break from the bagels and just do something more eggy. I'm more of a savory breakfast person than like a carby sweet kind of breakfast person. So it's nice to have some eggs on hand. Some restock items, including more maple syrup. The girls, I'm gonna prep them some waffles for the freezer coming up for back to school time. So I wanna make sure I had maple syrup. We also use this in baking a lot. I love having Better Than Bouillon on hand, especially as we get towards the fall. It's still really warm here, so I can't really imagine like chilies and soups coming in my meal plan quite yet. But when they do, I also have this on hand because I'm gonna be making rice as part of the dinner prep, and I love using a little bit of this in the water I boil my rice in. Gives it tons of buttery flavor without actually adding any sort of butter or oil to your rice. Then I have some pretzel crisps. We have avocado oil spray, which I use a lot for cooking. Lots of chicken this week. We're doing chicken with our dinner prep as well. So this is an 8-pound package of chicken. Again, I love the Kirkland ones because they break them up into individual packages. They each have like 2 chicken breasts in them. So you just like clip them all the way around with scissors, stack them, and they freeze really easy. But we're gonna be using a large portion of these for our dinner preps this week. We picked up some frozen cheese pizzas. Those will be great for in the freezer for an easy kid dinner one night. My sad little sourdough starter, Winnie, back here. I need to feed her, and then I'm popping her in the fridge for the rest of the week because I'm not planning on doing any other home baking with her this week. Broccoli florets for the freezer. There's like 4 1-pound packages in here. So we'll be having broccoli as one of our veggie sides. And then again, easy peasy for the kids, some Just Bare lightly breaded chicken breast chunks. We love these. They taste like Chick-fil-A when we use them in our air fryer. These also may come into play for a meal prep next week. If meal prep goes well this week for Josh and I, we're gonna look at making this like a regular thing every week, doing meal prep just to cut down on cooking time during the week and to help us stay on track and planned for the week. So there we go. I also needed more of my Fairlife protein shakes. These are by far my favorite protein shakes. 30 grams of protein, only 150 calories. They taste just like rich chocolate milk. And we also picked up some Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar to have to mix up some drinks on occasion this week. Moving on to H-E-B haul. I have a 3-pound bag of Pink Lady apples for a little bit more fruit to round us out. I did pick up a jar of garlic herb pasta sauce, a box of butter, because we don't have any at all, so just to restock and have some on hand. I did pick up these refried beans. The girls have been really into like bean and cheese tortilla roll-ups, so I'm gonna make some of those for them for lunch this week. I also grabbed a can of black beans because they just like having that on the side sometimes with like chicken nuggets or other meals. A couple more drink options. We like to mix it up throughout the week so we don't just get sick of plain water. Some raspberry lemonade. I'll make, both the girls and I love that. Also some cold brew iced tea. I'm gonna make those separately in the prep. And then one of my favorite things to do is actually mix a little bit of each of them and do like a raspberry Arnold Palmer half and half situation. Veggies I didn't want to buy in bulk. I have a red bell pepper, 2 limes, some baby carrots for snacking on. I do have some Greek yogurt ranch dip in the refrigerator. A couple of onions for cooking with, some asparagus for a side of veggies. Then I have some light string cheese, turkey pepperoni, and sliced salami. We're gonna be doing some like Lunchable snack boxes. I have not realized they did this at the store before. They have individual like packets of Velveeta cheese sauce. So just like the ones that come in your Velveeta shells and cheese box macaroni kits. But the multi-pack of pasta that I just bought at Costco included some shells in there. So I just picked up one of these packages and thought if I need it in a pinch, I can make some shells and cheese for the girls. So this was great because this packet was only like just over $1. And those boxes of mac and cheese are like $3, $4, sometimes $5 if you buy the larger size. So I feel like that was kind of like a fun little economic find, just grabbing some cheese sauce packets and then mixing it in with other pasta. I also bought a brick of cream cheese to use with our bagels, an 18-pack of eggs. I'm gonna make some hard-boiled eggs for extra protein in those lunch snack boxes, some jasmine rice, some flavor blasted goldfish for the kiddos. It's one of their favorite little snacks. And I also got some rich and crisp crackers. These are just like the club crackers, but the H-E-B brand. My girls really like these with like salami and cheese to make a snack plate for them. Some coffee creamer. I'm also gonna be making some cold brew coffee in my coffee pitcher this week. And cottage cheese, which this week I'm actually gonna blend this down and use it as part of a sauce for chicken that's going in one of the meal preps. Also grab some more spices to go in with that sauce I'm making. So some dried mustard, some more garlic powder because I was almost out, and some seasoned salt. And since we're getting back into meal prepping, I bought this giant package of 25 meal prep containers. So these are just like single compartment containers. They all come with plastic lids. They're reusable, dishwasher safe, but at the same time, I'm not going to like freak out if one gets broken, cracked, or thrown out on accident. With Josh taking them to work. We also got a large pack of paper towels to restock and toilet paper to restock. Like we needed everything today. So all in all, we spent just under $300 at Costco, and I spent just around $100 at H-E-B. Most of the stuff is for this week, but I do have a number of things that again are restock stuff that are gonna last for a couple months even. So we will have to go back to the grocery store next week for more fresh produce and probably some more protein because I didn't get a lot of variety of protein, mostly just chicken for this week, so we'll wanna mix it up by next week. But anyway, that's the grocery haul for this week. I'm gonna go get all this put away, start the meal preps, share with you guys what I do as I make it, and hopefully we'll be on track for this week. The first step in today's meal prep was getting all of our brand new containers washed and cleaned and dry with some warm water and soap. Then I prepped our grapes by washing them in cool water with some white distilled vinegar. I like to give them a good swirl and shake to make sure they're nice and clean before I rinse them off and let them dry fully in a colander before transferring over to my fruit saver bin that I keep in the fridge for the week. Making sure they're as dry as possible before they go into the refrigerator really helps them keep for a nice long time until we've eaten them all and they won't go bad. On to some quick beverage prep. These cold brew tea bags are so nice. You don't have to do the step of boiling water and adding extra to it or ice to it. I just start with 2 quarts of cool water and add in 2 of these large size tea bags, and they're gonna hang out and steep for 5 to 10 minutes. I'm also doing another quart of cool water in the storage jar that I'm adding our raspberry lemonade mix to. And then I've shared a few times recently my cold brew coffee pitcher. I got mine on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description box. But it's a pitcher that I fill with water, and it comes with a filter that attaches to the lid that you fill with coarse ground coffee beans. I usually do 8 to 10 of these tablespoons of beans to 1 pitcher of water. You secure the filter into the lid, close it, give it a good shake so the beans are all saturated with water, and then it steeps overnight in your refrigerator for at least 8 to 12 hours, and you have some delicious cold brew ready to go. So between the protein shakes, zero sugar soda, cold brew coffee, lemonade, and iced tea, we have a plethora of beverages to mix it up in addition to plain water drinking throughout the week for hydration. One thing that really helps me stay on track is having something to look forward to at the end of the evening, either a sweet treat or a little snack. So I went ahead and prepped this protein ice cream. We got a Ninja Creami at the beginning of the summer, and we've been loving using it and experimenting with different recipes. Today I'm making a chocolate protein ice cream base. I like to add in 1 sliced banana to each of the creamy pints when I use protein shakes for the base, because I think it helps make a nice creamy texture, because sometimes protein ice cream can come out a little bit icy. Today I'm prepping 2 creamies. Josh and I usually share one of these in the evening. So this will be 2 nights worth of dessert, and then we can prep some more as we get partway through the week. I only have so many containers, but they're super fast to prep. So I put 1 sliced banana at the bottom of each container, and then shake up a Fairlife protein shake in chocolate and add 1 of those to each container as well. Again, for help with the texture, I add in 1 tablespoon of sugar-free chocolate fudge jello pudding mix. And then what we'll do the night that we eat this, we'll do a mix-in. So we'll either have some Oreos that we put into it. Fresh strawberries diced up are another great lower calorie option. So it's like a chocolate covered strawberry ice cream, but it's just the right amount of indulgence. Curbs that sweet craving, adds a little bit more protein before going to bed so we're full, and keeps us on track with our day. We have 2 different lunch preps we're doing for this week, so we'll be able to alternate them so we don't get sick of everything. First up is going to be our bag salad kits we picked up at Costco. I'm just dividing each of the individual bags into 2 portions, weighing them out on my food scale so they're equal. It came out to being about 110 grams of salad mix per container. Then I just did an extra chop on the pre-cooked rotisserie chicken breast that I picked up at Costco. We figured that 4.5 ounces of the chopped rotisserie chicken would be good for this meal and to get us to our protein goals. Josh has joined the meal prep party. Keep them separate so they don't get soggy. There was a lot of rotisserie chicken breast that came in that package. We ended up only using about half of it. So the extra that I had already chopped up, I put in a freezer gallon Ziploc bag, and we're gonna pop this into the freezer, and it's gonna be ready to use in a meal prep for next week. Our second lunch option is going to be a protein box. We're doing some light string cheeses, turkey pepperoni, and pretzel thins. And while Josh got the boxes started with those ingredients, I'm hard boiling some eggs. I like to do a steam method when I do hard-boiled eggs. So I only put enough water to cover about half of the egg, bring it to a simmer, add the eggs, put the lid on top, let them go for about 8 minutes. When the timer goes off, I remove them from the hot water and submerge them all in an ice bath. But I went ahead and peeled them and added them to our meal kit boxes. We will also grab an apple from our fruit drawer when we eat this meal for lunch. Dinner is always one of the craziest times of the day for us. So I was inspired by another TikTok creator's recipe. I'll link her in the description box, but she did a Cowboy butter chicken. I couldn't find quite all the same ingredients as hers, and I wanted to bump up the protein a little bit. So I changed up the sauce, but used it as inspiration. So first off, I went ahead and boiled 8 cups of water with 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon. Again, adding this into your water for rice just adds so much great flavor. Once it reached a simmer, I added 4 cups of rinsed rice.
We may have to fire Josh from filming, guys. He keeps blocking the camera with everything he does. Sorry. He just thought he was meal prepping. He didn't realize he was signing up to be my co-host today.
Let it come back to a simmer, covered it and cooked it on low heat for 15 minutes. While the rice was cooking, I prepped my chicken. I used about 3.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast. I sliced it down into tenders. I prepped it with some spray avocado oil, as well as salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder to season it. Tossed it with tongs to make sure that seasoning got all over. Add more if you need. Then I added the seasoned tenders to a lightly greased, again with some avocado oil spray, foil covered baking sheet. Make sure it has an edge on it, otherwise you'll get chicken juice all over your oven. I'm just gonna oven bake my chicken today because I have so much of it to cook. Highly recommend using a grill, or if you have a larger air fryer or making a smaller batch, just because you get that great color and flavor in your chicken. I popped that in a 375-degree oven and it baked for about 18 minutes. When my rice was done, I gave it a nice fluff and to let it cool down. So while the chicken was baking and my rice was cooling down, I made up my Cowboy butter creamy sauce. I used 1 cup of cottage cheese, 4% fat, the juice of 1 whole lime, a teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of dry mustard, and a little bit of salt. And then I put it through the blender to create a spicy, smoky, creamy sauce that's high in protein. Now that all the individual components were ready to go, I assembled my containers with 1 cup of jasmine rice in each, a cup of steamed broccoli. This is just frozen broccoli I popped into the microwave to get cooked. I put 6 ounces of the baked chicken tenders on top of the rice and 3 tablespoons of our creamy Cowboy butter sauce. Popped on the last of our lids, and finally all of our meal preps were ready to go. My fridge is fully stacked and ready for the week of healthy eating. The counters are clean, the dishes are done, all of our meal preps are wrapped up in the fridge for the week. It is late, I'm tired. I'm telling you, I am really excited for that creamy Cowboy butter chicken meal prep, especially with that sauce on top of the rice and the chicken. It's like smoky and spicy, but not too spicy. And I think it's gonna hold up really well in the fridge all week. But I'll be back later this week with another video kind of to recap how the meal preps went for the week, how well they held up, how we liked doing this kind of meal prepping with individual containers and just keeping more of the same meals throughout the week with less variety. I think it might be easier for us day to day, obviously after the marathon of meal prepping, but less cooking day to day, less dishes, less to worry about, less thought every day put into what exactly I'm eating and am I or am I not on top of my meal plan and calorie deficit. So thank you again for watching. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't yet so you don't miss out on that review, and more meal prep and grocery haul videos coming up soon, as well as updates on my health journey. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.